Good evening, sports fans, and welcome back to the opening series here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. It was another big week around the sports world. We're going to get you caught up on everything going on. We had some great series in Major League Baseball. We've got the NBA Finals making some history there between the Pacers and the Thunder. Turns out that this might be a little bit of a series. We've got the Stanley Cup Finals being absolutely epic and terrific in everything it is doing. We've got spring football getting ready to have its playoffs come to a head here. We've got Major League Rugby on tap. We've got soccer. The MLS and the NWSL are back. FIFA is going to be starting soon. More college sports are getting ready to wrap up their spring and summer seasons. And, of course, you know that we've got some hot rod racing for you as well. All that to get to only an hour or so to get through it all. So buckle on up. Let's have some fun. This is the opening series on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And hello, welcome back on in. This is the opening series here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I am your host, Adam Karnik. Lots that we're going to be getting through here on the show tonight. A lot to do and only a little bit of time to do it. We're going to be breaking down the NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup Finals, Major League Baseball, Major League Rugby, collegiate softball, collegiate baseball. We've got all kinds of things that we're going to be getting to on the show here tonight. Lots to do, lots to get to. We hope that you have some fun with us as well across the show. If you are watching live across Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, hop out into the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. What had your attention this past week or weekend in the world of sports? See, we've got Taryn Rodriguez already in the chat. Good evening, Taryn. We're going to do our best to have some fun here on the show. We're going to have some guests along the way as well. Lots to do, lots to keep busy with. So without any further ado, let's dive on in, shall we? And if you are watching live, by the way, across, you could follow along with the station. We are available on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at IE Sports Radio. For all your social media platforms, you can also go to the website, iesportsradio.com, and you can watch replays of the shows there as well, find past episodes, things like that. I personally am also available for you on social media as well. You can follow me at Adam_Karnik on Twitter. Let's dive right in. Let's start things off with the NBA Finals, shall we? Tied at 1 apiece, 2 games in. Some historic play going on early. It looked, of course, like the Oklahoma City Thunder could very easily be up 2-0 in this series. The Thunder had a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter and saw it evaporate and slip away, only for Tyler Halliburton to hit a game-winning jumper with 0.3 of a second left to go in the game to give the Pacers a 1-0 lead on the series. The Thunder would answer back, though, in very Thunder fashion in game 2. And the Thunder just leaning on their MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, had another monster game in game 2, scoring 34 points in the contest, but also not just scoring the points, doing so at a much more efficient clip. He actually scored more in game 1, but had a much worse night shooting in game 1, just 14 of 30 in game 1. In game 2, meanwhile, SGA had a much more typical for himself kind of a night. 11 of 21 shooting from the floor, 11 of 12 from the free throw line, and 6 assists on the night as well. I'm pulling up the box score to make sure that I'm not omitting any significant stats for that. Excuse me, 8 assists. I wanted to make sure that I had that right, as the Oklahoma City Thunder cruised to a 123-107 victory last night to take game 2 and even up the series. But still, if you're the Pacers, it's job well done, mission accomplished. When you are the road team in a series, your objective is take one of those first 2 games. It does not really matter. It does not really matter which game it is, so long as you take one of them. They're both equal there. We'll see what will be next for game 3 as the series now shifts over to Indianapolis, and we will see what we've got in store and what might be up there. Hi, Mom, watching the show. She's cheering on her alma mater, the local high school girls flag football, taking first place this past weekend. So congratulations to the St. Joe Lady Bears. I say that begrudgingly as a Lakeshore alum, but we'll move on from that. Moving on as well, over in the Stanley Cup Finals, game 3, they are getting ready to drop the puck here probably about the next 10-15 minutes, as that series has shifted also now down to South Florida after the Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers played 2 epic, terrific, incredible games to start off that series. The Oilers taking game 1 in overtime, 4-3 over the Florida Panthers. The Panthers led most of the way in game 1, and then in game 2, it was the Panthers winning it in overtime 5-4 to even up the series. Edmonton, again, though, some late goals in both of these games just to get the games into overtime and then doing damage there. For the Oilers, Leon Draisaitl having an outstanding series so far, 3 goals already for Draisaitl after not scoring a single goal at all in this matchup a season ago. And then Brad Marchand in game 2 scoring twice, once on a shorthanded opportunity, and then the second goal in overtime to win the game for the Panthers. So just like we talked about in the NBA, mission accomplished if you're the Panthers. You took one of the first 2 games. Now the Panthers control home ice as the series flips down to Southern Florida for this week. They'll play game 3 tonight, and then game 4 will not be until Thursday night. So a relatively quiet week there. We know we're going to get to 5 games in this series. We know that we're going to get to 5 games in the NBA Finals. Should be a lot of fun. Should be some really compelling and good stuff going on there as well. Going to switch gears as well here. Going to be talking now. Let's go down to the amateur ranks for a moment. While a couple of teams are competing for championships in the professional realm, in the amateur realm, in the collegiate realm, We have a national champion in softball. Congratulations to the Texas Longhorns making history over the weekend. Their first ever national championship, beating Oklahoma. That was a stunning and shocking upset. I know that some of our crew at IE Sports Radio were surprised. Really doesn't fit the bill or even really come close. Angela was livid is probably the nicest way that I could put it. You will hear her and her husband Fred tomorrow on Challenging the Play, breaking down some more stuff. I know that this will be a series and this will be a championship that they will talk about very much at depth, because I know Angela was very upset to see Oklahoma lose that one to Texas. So a very, very David and Goliath. Texas taking down the monster program of Oklahoma. Texas winning its first ever softball national championship. So congratulations there to the Longhorns. And then in baseball, the College World Series is just about underway. We've got one last game in the Super Regionals that's going to be going on tonight. Murray State and Duke are battling it out. The winner will advance out of that region and then make it to the College World Series. We'll be finding out the College World Series bracket a little bit later on, and that College World Series will get started and get going underway this weekend. Oh, excuse me. Texas beat Texas Tech for the championship, not Oklahoma. I apologize. Yeah, it was in the semifinals that Oklahoma went down. So thank you, Taryn, for being, pardon the interruption, had the where did we goof up? Always at the end. Taryn is always very good spot checking me and making sure that I'm not that I'm staying as close to factual as possible. So thank you, Taryn. I appreciate that. We're going to take for ourselves a quick little break, and then when we come back, we're going to be bouncing around a little bit. We're going to have some help here on the show as well. We're going to be talking some baseball. We're going to be talking some soccer. We're going to be talking some UFC, some rugby. We got all kinds of stuff lined up for you on the show here tonight. This is the opening series here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this. Hi, eSports Radio fans. This show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. And welcome back on into the opening series here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Adam Karnik back with you here. Want to take a quick moment. You heard from one of our sponsors there, Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. you can go to planetjerky.net to place your order. They are offering free shipping on all orders of $50 and above, so you can still get that. Also want to let you know, you heard I mentioned earlier how to follow along with the station. Be sure to follow along at IE Sports Radio on all the social media platforms as well. But be sure also to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you're able to keep up with every single one of the shows here on IE Sports Radio. We've got the opening series on Monday nights, and then Challenging the Play on Tuesdays, the Defining Moment on Wednesdays. And we have another breaking down sports show on Thursdays, and then setting up the weekend on Fridays with Ricky K. We absolutely get you caught up on everything in the sports world, but then also some sports specific shows as well. Taryn Rodriguez with Set Point, getting you everything going on volleyball. One of our upcoming guests, Jess, she does everything on soccer. We'll be having her on a little bit later, or you can catch me on Tuesday nights as well. I am doing everything hockey with my friend Zach. We break down everything happening in the hockey world on the Neutral Zone. So be sure to follow along and subscribe to the YouTube channel here on IE Sports Radio. And you can also go to our website, iesportsradio.com, where you'll find all kinds of merchandise, our IE Sports Radio blog, and all kinds of information about the station and the host here as well. So be sure to check that out as well. Well, let's talk some Major League Baseball, shall we? We had a couple of really good series over the weekend. We had the Red Sox and the Yankees. That's always a big series when you've got those two going on, even though that it with the standings right now, Red Sox Yankees isn't necessarily the gripping series that it once was, but it's still, anytime you have rivals taking on like that, and those two rivals in particular, it's always a good matchup. The Red Sox, despite being in fourth place in the American League East, also won the series overall 2-1, including taking Sunday Night Baseball 11-7 last night. And to help us talk some baseball as well, one of the co-hosts of the Bullpen Bulletin, he was on last week. He was kind enough to hop on and join with us again. He is Mike Pat, co-host of the Bullpen Bulletins. You hear him every Tuesday night right here on IE Sports Radio. Mike, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I am doing well, sir. How looks like we're already talking baseball, so sweet. Let's get right to it.
Yes, let's dive right in. So let's talk about Red Sox Yankees that went on a little bit over the weekend. Not necessarily the big national series that it's been in years past, because the Red Sox are in fourth in the AL East, but this is one of those throw the record books out kind of series.
Oh, 100%. Anytime the Red Sox and the Yankees play, it doesn't matter. One team could be 20 games above 500 and the other 20 below, and it would not matter. These teams are going to give it their all, and it was a very good series as well. And that was really important for Boston, who had actually been struggling quite a bit entering the series. In fact, entering that series, they were the only team in the American League East, and that is including the lowly Orioles, who had a below 500 record in their previous 10 games. So the fact that the Red Sox were able to take 2 out of 3 against the Yankees, who were one of the hotter teams in baseball, was very good for them.
Yeah, and then another series that to me was kind of near and dear to my heart, and one that I think still is relevant. We talked last week about how the Yankees and Dodgers could be a sneak peek into October. We had another one of those this weekend between the Cubs and the Tigers. Currently, the Tigers, the best team in Major League Baseball, and they took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs in this series. Me being a Chicago fan and a Cubs fan, I was a little depressed seeing the Cubs drop 2 out of 3 in that series. What were your takeaways from that series over the weekend?
Well, that was a great series, one that was clearly between two of the best teams in baseball and some phenomenal pitching performances as well. The Cubs got two good starts from Jameis Italian in the win and then from Ben Brown, unfortunately, in a loss because Brown had the unfortunate luck of going up against Tyreek Skubal in his game, and Skubal had his usual impressive performance. And then the Tigers got another great pitching performance from Jack Flaherty on Sunday. So really great pitching in this series, which I personally love to see. I don't know, maybe that makes me old school. Maybe that makes me like the equivalent of a defensive fan in football. You know, if I'm a fan of defense, I'm a fan of pitching. It maybe make me a little bit old school. But to bring up one of your previous points, personally, I would greatly prefer to see a Tigers Cubs World Series versus a Dodgers Yankees World Series. But I also think that could be realistic. I mean, these two teams, the Cubs obviously had that really weird start where they were playing in Japan, and that threw everything off for the first week or so of the season. But since then, they've been on a roll. And Detroit, like you said, somehow sneakily the best team in baseball so far this year. And this, like you said, this could very realistically be a World Series preview.
Yeah, well, and the Tigers held Skubal back. They actually gave him an extra day of rest. He was supposed to throw against the White Sox last week, Thursday. They delayed his start until Friday night, specifically so he could face the Cubs. So the Tigers obviously were treating this series a little bit differently as well, with a little bit more weight. So a lot of fun, some good stuff there. And yeah, I think any team that is going to face Skubal and Flaherty twice in the span of a weekend, that's a tall order to try and overcome.
Orioles get it next, unfortunately.
Oh,
actually, I think we just get Skubal, which just
only
yes.
Skubal. Yeah, you only have to face a Cy Young winner. That's all. So, right. And then coming up this week, we've got the Giants and the Dodgers in a really good series battle for the NL West. What else is sticking out to you this week in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, so Giants Dodgers, definitely a good one. Big one but now that's definitely great to see. I mean, and during the week, you've got some great matchups. The Cubs, fresh off that tough series against Detroit, get to travel to Philadelphia to face the Phillies, who have been having some struggles, but still rank among the best teams in baseball. So that's a series that I am looking forward to. That's the main one on the docket. The Dodgers also against the Padres, another staunch division rival for them. So the fact that they get both of the top two main division rivals, gives them a chance to start to pull away in the division, but gives them some really difficult competition. And that's just through this week, and you've got 100 games left in the schedule. So we've got those series on the docket. And then looking ahead to this weekend as well, you have some really good matchups. The Yankees play the Red Sox again. So, why not part two? Just rewind it. Just do it again there. And then a matchup of two really interesting American League teams, the Astros and the Twins. The Astros, I think, team that came into the season with slightly lower expectations given the offseason they had, but they have well overcome those. And the Twins have been better than many expected as well. So that's another fun series to watch for.
All right. Well, Mike, thank you so much for helping tee that up for us. Look forward to it, and looking forward to watching you guys tomorrow night on the Bullpen Bulletin.
Absolutely, sir. We're going to be talking pro and some college. Only a little bit of college left. College is almost done for the year, but just the exciting time in baseball. And of course, congratulations to the Texas Longhorns for winning the Women's College World Series.
All right. That's Mike Pat of the Bullpen Bulletin. You can catch him every Tuesday night, 9:00 Eastern, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. All right, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. Now we've been talking some hardball. Now let's talk. Well, it's still kind of a hardball, but one that we hit with the foot. We're gonna talk some soccer, and to help us do that, from Shin Pads and Shenanigans, you hear her every single Saturday morning right here on IE Sports Radio. Jess, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing all right. Thank you for being on here again. I really, really appreciate it. So let's start things off in the MLS, shall we? They got things restarted after CONCACAF. Everybody comes back. You think, all right, Vancouver had a long run in CONCACAF. Maybe that means it'll take them a little bit to get restarted into MLS. No. Wiping the floor with Seattle over the weekend, 3-0 to take control of the West. Tell us about this one.
I was actually surprised that this game even happened because I think it was about 19 out of 26 players of the Vancouver got sick while in Mexico. Ooh. They had like a team-wide illness, so I was surprised the match even happened.
Oh my goodness. Oh my heavens. Oh, yeah, so not only are you're playing down, you have to play people who are sick at that point. There's just no way around it. But still, wow. So is Seattle just really that bad of a team then, or is just Vancouver, despite all the problems, just that good?
I think it's partly because Vancouver is that good, but they got 2 red cards in 3 minutes. Seattle did. Ooh. So they were down 2 men for a good portion of the second half.
That'll hurt too. Yeah, when you're playing down people like that, oh yeah, that is never fun. That is never a good way to do it. Yeah, 2 red cards, that will absolutely destroy your chances of winning a game there. All right, let's stay here. Let's stay here nationally, but let's switch over to the NWSL. Kansas City took on Gotham and got the win. We had some good performances from over the weekend. For me personally, Stars FC didn't lose and didn't get blanked. They scored multiple goals in a game. This is amazing and incredible. They're still the worst team in the league. Let's talk about the good teams though that are in the NWSL. Tell us about Kansas City taking out Gotham.
I mean, it was the one goal that Gotham got was an own goal by Kansas City. So that was not great. But I mean, there were 2 goals that were ruled out during that match for Gotham. So I was like, dang, that sucks for them. But I mean, Lorena had some pretty great saves.
Yeah?
Yeah, she had some pretty great saves.
Excellent. That's what you want to have when you're doing that. Though that hurts when you're having goals disallowed and taken away. That just there's only so much you can do at that point. You can't be it's hard enough to beat another team. You can't also have to beat yourself in order to win. That's just going to make life so miserable on you. But then in international, we've got FIFA Club World Cup starting on Friday. Give us I know you'll be talking some more about this on Saturday, but give us a little preview. Give us a little taste of this.
Well, I mean, it's surprising to see that 3 of the MLS teams are in the Club World Cup. And like you said, I mean, it starts on Saturday, June 14th, and it runs until July 13th. We got a lot of soccer going on this summer, but I'm going to be honest, Seattle has 0 chance, I feel like, to make it past because they're facing PSG. PSG, ooh. Atletico Madrid, Botafogo, who won the Copa Libertadores last year. So, I mean, they're facing some pretty heavy teams in their group.
Oh, that is a tall order. That is a tall order for Seattle to try to climb that particular mountain. Yeah, you're probably right on that one. You're probably right there. You're probably right there. Well, Jess, thank you for hopping on to break down a little bit of soccer with us, a little bit of footy here with us on the opening series. And Jess, what time on Saturday morning will everybody be able to catch you?
10 o'clock Mountain Time, 11 Central.
All right, sounds good. So there it is. You can catch Jess every Saturday morning, Shin Pads and Shenanigans, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. All right, we're going to rapid fire go through the next couple of here, and then we've got another guest lined up for you. The NCAA Track and Field Nationals are coming up. They are going to be starting here in just a couple of days, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. Lots of track and field, shot put, running, racing around the track, all kinds of good things there. So that's coming up this weekend as well. A little bit of spring football as well. We are on our way to the championship in the UFL. We've got the Michigan Panthers upset Birmingham 44-29. And also then the DC Defenders took down St. Louis. So it will be Michigan versus DC in the championship in the UFL coming up as well here soon. So we got some good stuff there. Got to bring on another guest now because we are going to be talking about UFC 316. And when we talk UFC here on IE Sports Radio, there is one guy for the job, Corey Pujols. Corey, how are you doing, good sir?
I am doing great, my friend. I'm glad to be here on the show. And what a card we had this past Saturday afternoon, or evening, I should say, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Davishil and O'Malley, second straight win in the rivalry here. Take us through it. Break it down for us.
So what really made this fight interesting was Sugar really took some time to kind of get away from his lifestyle to put in a lot of work for this. And we saw that early in the fight. For those of you who watched the first fight, you saw that Merab really took it to him with the wrestling, the takedowns, and Sean couldn't defend. Sean did a great job defending the first 3.5 rounds, but unfortunately, halfway through the third round, he was taken down relentlessly by Merab, who just put the pressure on him and essentially smothered him into submission, into it was similar to a Darce choke. It wasn't a Darce choke, but it was a guillotine, I think it was. And the match didn't go the way I think we all thought it would, but Sean did show improvements on the wrestling side of things, and Merab also has shown improving on his striking. As standing up, he was giving Sugar some issues. So there was a lot of improvement on both sides of the fighters. Unfortunately, Merab is just an absolute machine. His cardio is insane, and he was able to break down Sugar late in that third round. And like I said, just those takedowns back to back to back. I mean, it's so hard to get up off of one takedown. And after being taken down 4 or 5 times, I think Sugar just had enough. So,
yeah. You start going down, and it's awfully hard to get back up off the mat again and again. That's never. So what's next for these guys? When will the next opportunity be there for O'Malley?
So at this point, Sugar was the champion, lost to Merab, and then lost to him again. Right now for Sugar, he's going to have to reset. He's going to have to go home and really think about what direction he wants to take training-wise. I think that he's an excellent striker. He's a sniper from a different dimension on the feet, but when it gets to the ground, there's just such a difference in skill between him and some of these high-level wrestlers at 170. And so as a result, I think right now for Sugar, it's about training. I don't think he necessarily needs to prove himself against any top talent. And I said 70. I apologize, not 70, but bantamweight. At bantamweight, he just has to really – he's going to have to take the time away to work on his wrestling some more. As I mentioned before, it's improved, but right now another fight's not going to help him in any way, shape, or form. Right now he's got to train, and put in some of the work that these guys, these high-level wrestlers such as Merab has done. Aljo, who he took the title from, actually trains with Merab and is an extensively accomplished wrestler as well. So perhaps he can get in the gym with those guys. I mean, if you can't beat them, join them. And learning that trait would just make him that much more devastating, with him already having tremendous knockout power and striking ability. Merab, on the other hand, he's basically just waiting for whoever comes next. He's pretty much turned away the first 2 challenges. He'll be defending his belt for a 3rd time in this next fight, probably later this year, if not the beginning of next year. But I don't have my finger on any specific fighter that he should go against. At this point, the question is, who has earned the right to dance with him? And I don't think anybody quite has yet, but that is subject to change, especially with the next few cards coming up right now.
Some awesome, outstanding stuff there from Corey Pujols. Now, Corey, we've been talking UFC, but you are also our Florida insider here on IE Sports Radio. So it would be very remiss of me if I let you go without bringing up the Stanley Cup final. What have you thought about Florida so far? How are the Panthers looking to you?
My friend, they're stressing me out. I've said on Palm Tree Sports a few times before that the Stanley Cup still goes through Florida. It's starting to change. It looks like we are maybe phasing out a little bit. I am concerned about Florida, especially after that the first game, that ending to that first game. I think the Edmonton Oilers scored with under 30 seconds remaining to steal the game away, and it was right through the heart. Like, I have to admit, I was with my son when I got the notification on ESPN, so I immediately slid down to look at it, and I just shook my head in just disbelief. I have a lot of faith in this club. I think that this club is still one of the very best that the league has to offer, and I still think that they have a chance, but it's a puncher's chance at this point, pun intended. But it's definitely a puncher's chance. They're gonna have to come out and they're gonna have to go. LeBron in 2016, and they have their backs against the wall, and it's not looking pretty. I think that they can do it, but I might be optimistic since I'm here in Florida after all. So
my advice after all that went down from the Panthers is literally just keep doing what you're doing. Just make sure that they remember that the game is 60 minutes long, because they've kind of lost that a little bit in the third period of each of them. But when you're the road team in a series, the goal is take one of those first two. Doesn't matter if it's game one, doesn't matter if it's game two. They both count the same way. So I think Florida's in a real good shape. Obviously, game three going on right now there. So we'll keep up on that. Well, Corey, thank you so very much for hopping on and talking some UFC with us, but then also diving into some hockey a little bit.
Absolutely, my friend. I'm glad to be here, Adam. Hey, have a great rest of your show, and I look forward to being here again sometime soon.
All right. Sounds great. That is Corey Pujols of IE Sports Radio, our Florida insider, but also a big UFC fan. So breaking all that down for us. All right. We are going to go just slightly off script, as I have Larry acting as a producer behind the scenes here. So I'm going to go just slightly off script here. We're going to actually take our break right now, because I've got some audio that'll go along with some of our next topics, and I want to make sure that I can get that uploaded and ready to go. Coming up next, we're going to be talking NASCAR. We're going to be talking motorsports, but we've also got a little bit of tennis action for you as well that we'll be discussing as well. This is the opening series here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
And welcome back here to the opening series on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Adam Karnik back with you here. We are going to be talking next up here. We are going to be talking about the French Open, and I had a wonderful breakdown of that from another one of our hosts. Let me see if I can get that pulled up. I am having some technical difficulties here, so I apologize. Keep with me for just a moment while I try to get this pulled up. I apologize for the slight delay here in the show. I apologize for the delay. Well, it looks like my technical issues are unfortunately gonna prevent me from being able to do what I thought. Oh, that's too bad. Ricky K, another one of the co-hosts of the Bullpen Bulletin, and also our New York insider here at IE Sports Radio. He had sent me an excellent breakdown of the French Open. I won't be well. Here's what I can do for you. For the visual won't be there, but I at least can give you the audio. We'll do this the low tech. We'll do this the low tech way. This is Ricky K, our New York insider, also co-host of the Bullpen Bulletin, but also very much an avid follower of tennis. He had a great breakdown of the French Open for us this past weekend. Some great stuff going on over there. So here is Ricky K for you.
What's going on, everybody? Ricky K here, your host of the Primetime Preview and New York Insider for IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all of sports. Talking about the epic men's final that we had at the French Open over the weekend as Carlos Alcaraz beats Jannik Sinner in 5 sets, 5.5-hour long match. Alcaraz rallying from 2 sets down to win back-to-back French Open titles. He's got 5 slams now in his career. And for Jannik Sinner, it was missed opportunities. A couple chances to close out the match. He could not do it. And he had a chance to win 3 straight majors. And you think about tennis going from an era of Federer, Nadal, Djokovic is still playing, but in the latter stages of his career, albeit he did make the semis in this tournament. But Sinner and Alcaraz could be one of the rivalries that tennis has been looking for. And it's crazy, it hasn't been that long since Federer and Nadal, but you always look for something that can change tennis and keep the interest going. Sinner and Alcaraz could do that. Alcaraz winning the 5th set in a super tie break 10-2 to claim the major. And all eyes point to Wimbledon in a couple weeks and seeing if those two will meet up again. Because they've given us some really good matches. Alcaraz is really good in 5 setters as well. On the women's side, it was Coco Gauff beating Aryna Sabalenka, so she wins another major as well. Her second and the youngest American woman to win the French since Serena Williams. So more history made by Coco. She didn't have to play Iga Swiatek, who lost Sabalenka in the semis, but Gauff still claims yet another slam after her U.S. Open title against Sabalenka a couple years ago. Sure to tune in to the Primetime Preview every Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all their sports. Until then, this is Ricky K saying have a great rest of your day.
That was Ricky K of IE Sports Radio, New York insider, co-host of the Bullpen Bulletin, and he also does the Primetime Preview here on Friday evenings as well on IE Sports Radio. So some great stuff from the French Open. A lot of history this past weekend, a lot of historic stuff happening, lots of teams winning their first times or teams winning for the first time in a long time. So some great stuff going on there. Now we're going to turn around and we are going to get to the fast stuff. We go to the auto racing. The big ones this week, we had NASCAR and we had NHRA going on this week. Denny Hamlin got his 57th career victory at the Michigan Motor Speedway, his 3rd win on the NASCAR circuit this year. So some good stuff going there for Denny Hamlin to help us break down the auto racing stuff. You've seen him each of the last 2 weeks. He's also been doing behind the scenes, trying to keep up with me as I talk. And I've been trying to keep up with him as I talk. And, you know, that whole producer thing. He is the man, the myth, the IE Sports legend himself. It is Larry B. Good evening, Larry. How are you, sir?
What's going on, Adam? Thanks for having me again, buddy. I know it's becoming like a weekly thing, so looking to get some different flow up on here, and I'm happy you can have me because, man, last week, not the funnest week for me. I actually had to cancel a defining moment like last minute, but, I mean, if you're going to cancel a show, you might as well, I don't know, get your wife a new car. So
there you go.
Kind of what happened last week, and she's over there smiling ear to ear. I can see her behind, but she's eating her Subway sandwich. But you know, kind of what had to happen. So happy our car issues are solved on her end. So yay! So
Absolutely.
yeah, so she's
It's always
What was
easy
that?
we can drive from point A to point B. That's always the important thing.
It was very nice. And hey, I'm just saying, it's auto sports segment time. So, what better time to announce that, right? But
I was going to say, so you guys are clearly, you guys were on your way then to Michigan to see how fast the car could go, right?
You know what? Might as well, because it was quite the drive. Quite the drive this past weekend. And of all things, Adam Karnik, of all things, I bought my wife a brand new 2025 Toyota Camry. And do you want to know what car was in victory lane this weekend in Michigan?
It was a Toyota Camry.
It was a Toyota Camry, the number 11 Toyota Camry of Denny Hamlin. Did his thing, 57 career victories, man. He does the dang thing. Just what a great job for him. And third of the season, the guy is just flying. Good old Denny, man. He's in his 40s now. He's 44 years old. He's, getting close to the end of his career, but he's still out there doing his thing. What a drive from the young man from Chesterfield, Virginia. What a drive.
Some good, some good stuff, to just be able to endure through a race, let's face it, at 44, 200 miles an hour suddenly gets a lot faster.
Oh, it does. And I'll tell you, he conquered. Virginia man, the Virginia kid himself, he won earlier this year in Martinsville. First win of the year back on March 30th, the Cookout 400 at Martinsville, Virginia. So a home race for him, if you will. The Goodyear 400 winning that thing at Darlington back on April 6th. And here he is now a little bit over a month later. And here he goes, man, on June 8th, taking it at MIS. Michigan International Speedway. Just what a drive for him. And he's looking great, man. Denny this year is really, really on one. He is third place now in the standings, just a mere 82 points behind William Byron. He's not too far from Kyle Larson. It's been a really good season for this guy. And you know what? If this is it, if this is the end, gosh damn, what a career. Danny is somebody that either, I don't know, it's crazy. It's hard to believe people wouldn't like him, but I'm just saying he's become, in my opinion, I don't know, I feel like sometimes he is a love or hate kind of guy, but to love him or hate him, but the guy is just a great driver. He has now brought Toyota up and up, actually just surpassing Bell, because him and Bell are both Toyotas. But look at the top five right now. You got Chevy, Toyota, Chevy, with Byron, Larson, Hamlin, Bell, and Elliott. And yeah, man, he took that dang Toyota Camry around that track faster than anybody else did. Those low banks of Michigan, 2-mile track, beautiful track, and a beautiful day for good old Denny in that number 11.
Some versatility too, though, with winning at Martinsville and then winning at MIS. Those are two incredibly different tracks. Every track is different from Martinsville. That is a
paperclip
track. Yeah, that is the whichever car is, the last car standing is whatever car is going to win in Martinsville. The other 30 cars all wreck at some point, but still some real versatility there to win at two very different styles of races.
In Darlington, he won Darlington, and Darlington is an egg. You have two turns that are as narrow as can you get, and then on the other side you have this big giant wide. That's what I always say. Your Darlington stripes, you hit the wall. It's so hard to prepare on that track, but just it just goes to show you. You're right. Denny does it all, and he won 3 very different types of races this year, and that number 11 is looking great with him behind the wheel. So like I said, I haven't heard any talks of retirement, but I'm just saying, the guy is still getting it at 44 years old.
There's certainly more races behind than ahead. I don't think that's a shocker to say at this point. Well, let's gears over to Thunder Valley. Let's have some fun with the hot rods. I know these are your favorites in the racing world. We had Top Fuel went to Steve Torrance, Funny Car went to Ron Capps, Pro Stock Greg Anderson, and then the Pro Stock motorcycle, where they're burning up and destroying their knees because apparently playing catcher is just too easy. Richard Gadsden taking the Pro Stock motorcycle. Take us through these events from the weekend.
It was amazing. This was such a great. Oh, I love the Thunder Valley Nats. Look, Bristol Motor Speedway, which is I like to call Martinsville's cousin. It's another short track, but it's obviously like I used to play NASCAR 98 as a kid, and I used to love the announcer saying Bristol's like driving in a bathtub. I mean, it really was. I mean, it was, woo, it was a little, but Martinsville obviously a very close cousin to it. But I'll tell you, Bristol is just it's just something about the area. You love it. It is a great NASCAR track, and I'll tell you, the Thunder Valley Nats is special. I absolutely love that Thunder Valley Nats, man. It is, I don't know, the green around it. I don't know what it is, but there's something makes that track pop a little more. And I'll tell you, boy, is there Thunder. And this weekend was very special. Steve Torrance, man, this guy breaking out. He hasn't had the best year, but this year he broke on out and did his thing. He had a really, really crazy tree too. Cameron Fair, I always butcher his name there. Tony Stewart defeated him early on, but Torrance made his way out of this. Marcier defeated him first. Then he went through Milliken. Then he actually went head to head with Tony the Tiger himself. I'm sorry, I had to add that, but good old Tony. He egged out Tony in a really, really close one. My gosh, this was a close one, but they went down to tenths of a second in that darn semifinal there. Check out how close this race was in Top Fuel, Adam. Steve Torrance winning at 3.857 seconds. He eggs out Tony at 3.861. I mean, we're talking, the cars must have been, I mean, how close this race was with Steve Torrance eggs out good old Tony. And then on the other side of the tree, Justin Ashley would edge out Sean Langdon, and then they went head to head in the final. Oh, sorry, yeah. Justin Ashley went head to head in the final with Steve Torrance, and Steve Torrance just took over. This was it was just not even close. 4 seconds down the track to Ashley's 8. Some issues there, but great job, Steve Torrance. Yeah, Steve Torrance got down that track, made it happen. So good job to him. He was pretty solid in this thing. And then, of course, we have here, and I'll try to go a little faster, but in Funny Car, man, you got to love it. This is another Ron Capps, the guy who has done it all in Funny Car. Well, he had himself a very, very good day, just going through everybody. I mean, my gosh, Matt Hagan, J.R. Todd, Dave Richards, he went through all those guys just to meet Paul Lee at the end. And, well, this was another one, just a very, very close one. Just 10/10 of a second, 3.957 to 3.967. Ron Capps does it again. Congratulations to that Napa, that awesome looking Napa Funny Car. And then, of course, heading on over to Pro Stock was another fun one here. Who else, right? Greg Anderson just doing it again, going through Kenny Delco, going through Erica Enders, going through David Quadra. This was just great, but he eggs out Dallas Glenn. Well, he didn't egg him out. He won by a landslide, 6.623 to 13.116. So hats off there to Greg Anderson. And then this was special. And I'll be joining you for the rest of the show, really, to close out the show tonight, Adam. But I will say, we had a couple firsts in the UFL this weekend. Well, we had ourselves a first here in Pro Stock Motorcycle because Richard Gadsden, career victory number 1.
Oh,
this guy,
well done.
He is awesome. I mean, I don't know if he's the first African-American to win in bikes, but he got down. I mean, I don't know if that was another first or not, but I will say that this guy is awesome. He was on that sucker this weekend, and just a special drive for him. And overall, you gotta love it. You gotta love when you see all of these drivers, but let's go ahead and go through the tree real quick for him because he got down, man. Gadsden getting through some tough company here, defeating first Charles Potsley, then heading on the second round, just going on through it because there's nobody for him to face, then taking out Chase Vincent, and then on to taking on. If you're gonna beat someone, I mean, Gage Herrera is the guy who basically wins everything all the time, every day. I mean, the guy he's gold. So if you're gonna win your first one, I mean, he just took down a legend in this game, in this race here. What a ride for him down the track. 6.884. 6.82. Amazing job here. It was a scratch, but he defeated Gage Herrera, and just amazing job here. Both of them at 196 miles per hour. And it was amazing. I mean, really, it was amazing. Amazing to see Gats getting it done. And what a job. Win number 1 for this guy. So just what a race, man. And what a Thunder Valley. I just never disappoints. NHRA is incredible. Love the drag racing. And this was special this last past weekend.
Oh, some good stuff. Congratulations to Richard Gadsden. Some great stuff there. I know he has come close to a lot of things in his career. So congratulations to him for getting the win there. Then over in the MotoGP, Marc Marquez, once again, the win. Once again, this guy just give him the trophy before they run the race, right?
Right. Just give it to him. I mean, seriously, it's kind of like, okay, who's going to get second today? You know what I mean? Seriously, this guy just shows up and wins. I mean, he was like who was it? Rafael Nadal, who won on clay at the French Open 10 years in a row or something like that. I mean, that's kind of like Marquez. Marquez just let him sit on his bike and watch the race at this point. I mean, the guy is incredible. I love watching him race. He does it again at the Aragon Grand Prix. He's Spaniard. This is a Spaniard track. He does it. Career victory number 66. I mean, just a great ride for him. Got it done. Looked fantastic out there. Nobody was going to touch him. Another great drive for Marc Marquez. And again, I mean, he's won damn near every race this year. So let's see what he can do going in November. It's still a long season. But right now, if you're a betting kind of man, I'm not. But if somebody out there is a betting man, I don't know. You might want to put some money down this guy.
He seems to be winning far more often than not.
All
right, so now we've got through the rest of the racing ballot, we've got a lot of things to basically just preview. Where never mind. I know what order you would take these. We'll start with IndyCar coming to Illinois next weekend. What are we looking for? What are we getting ready for in this race?
I love this track. This is your neck of the woods. I'm really excited to hear a short about this one here, Adam, later on.
All right. All right.
This is the Bommarito Automotive Grand Prix, if you will, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. This is just a fun track. It's a little teeny oval. I mean, Adam, it's like Bristol, except for the IndyCar version. It's a 1.25 mile. It's basically $1.25. It's a little teeny track over in Madison, Illinois. So this is going to be a really fun race. It always is. Teeny little thing, and these suckers whip around it so fast. This must be a very entertaining race to watch. I'm
just trying to think of how those cars survive a track that small with your nose sticking out so far. How do you survive? You're just driving the whole time like this.
Basically, I mean, basically that little track is but don't let it fool you. That thing delivers some awesome races. Last year, Joseph Newgarden took home the trophy. Who's it going to be this week? I mean, I don't know. Right now, Palou looked like he was human for the first time last week. And let's see what happens. Let's see who does it. But Newgarden, I mean, I think he might be the favorite again. Palou is on a tear right now, so it's possibility, he can get it. Really, that's the best part about about IndyCar, is that you never know who's going to win. It really is a roll of the dice in some weekends. Some you just know who's got it. But this is going to be a really fun weekend in IndyCar. And like I said, it's in your neck of the woods, Adam. This is an Illinois race.
There we go.
Then you're going to have something this is fun. This is unlike talking about the Bears or the Blackhawks or the Bulls
Hey,
or the
hey,
it's
hey,
like you can
hey
have some fun.
now. Hey now.
It's the leathernecks. I mean, come on. Do I need to say any more? I'm just saying,
Ah,
oh,
yes.
this
See,
is-
we can't have we're not allowed to have nice things. We have to have these other things.
so somebody's gonna win in Illinois this weekend.
Somebody will. Somebody will. Probably be a driver from Wisconsin.
Sorry, that was good.
All right, then let's transition over. We got F1 returning on Father's Day as well, north of the border, up in Canada, the Canadian Grand Prix.
Max Verstappen looked untouchable last year at this track. Canada, oh Canada, I love this track. It is really cool. Lots of I don't know. The track speaks for itself. This is a fun track. I enjoy it. I think this is a very, very, very fun track. I think the drivers have a really fun time on the circuit. And like I said, last year, Verstappen went all out, did his thing. Who will it be this year? Will the McLaren terror continue? Will it be Piastri winning another one? Will Norris land one this week? Will we see Max creep out of the shadows? Will one of those Ferraris make it happen? Or will a Silver Arrow pop its head through in Canada, eh? I'll tell you, this is fun. This is a great the Canucks, they built themselves one hell of a circuit. This is one of my favorite tracks in Formula One. Some people don't like it. I don't know why. But this is a fun track to me. And I really do believe this is going to be a fun race. Golly, if I got to pick somebody, man, I don't know. Piastri might be the guy to take again.
Okay.
But this is, just remember, Max does Max things. And I don't know. Just look out for him in this one because Max is he, like I said, he looked great last year. So I don't know. He might be somebody you might want to pick if you're a betting man out there. So
And then the big one, the one that I know you circle on the calendar a year in advance and just count down the days. 24 hours of Le Mans.
Le Mans, the FIA WEC World Endurance Championship is just awesome. IMSA is awesome. They're both awesome. And like I told you last week, Adam, you see teams kind of dance back and forth between both of these. There's only like 8 races a piece for each of these series, kind of 8, 9, 10-ish. Well, actually, WEC has a little bit more. But regardless, it is a awesome series, WEC, just like IMSA. And WEC, obviously, the European version, basically. IMSA, the American version, if you will. And not entirely true, but what I will say is it's going to be a lot of fun. As we talked about with the Rolex the Rolex, if you will, Rolex 24 in Daytona at the infamous Daytona International Speedway in January. Le Mans, a crown jewel. That's the crown jewel of IMSA. This is the crown jewel of the WEC. The 24 hours of Le Mans. Adam, it's a race within a race within another race within a race while a race is going.
I don't know how anybody keeps track of all of it. I'm racing against you, but it doesn't matter that those 4 guys just passed me because they're all running a completely different race than I am. And I'm just going to go peel over here and take a quick nap so that they can fix my car. And when I woke up, by the way, I moved up 5 places in the standings.
Pretty much. I mean, this is one of the funnest. I mean, oh my gosh, 24 hours. You look at how strong these cars are. And again, I mean, you got the prototypes, the LMP1, the LMP2 category. You've got the GTD Pros, the GTDs, all 4 of those classes, all of the cars in those classes. And it's amazing because obviously, you got from fastest to the slowest, and everybody else is just traffic. So it's insane. And it's true. That can totally happen, Adam, because not only do the drivers take naps, there's 4 drivers per car, and they take stints. You're driving for, the race starts 7 a.m. my time over here on the West Coast, 10 a.m. Eastern. It's, it starts pretty late. French time, I think that's like 4 o'clock in the day or something like that. But regardless, it's amazing. Like these cars, they drive into the night. driver number one goes to sleep, the crew chief, a lot, they all go to bed, the engineers, and they switch. So it's incredible to think through the night. Yeah, you could have driven the wheels off that car, and then when you got out and then somebody else got in, they could have actually driven the wheels off of the car, Adam. So you wake up and you're like, oh man, let's go. My next. Wait, what? Oh, we're out of the race. Like, or you could be that guy where you're like, man, got out the last time we were 10th, or we went from 10th to 5th, and oh my gosh, we're leading. Oh my gosh, and I'm next. Oh, pressure. It's crazy to think. Anything can happen. This is one of the most exciting races. Le Mans is a fun circuit, and these cars are flying. Adam, they are flying. We're looking at these prototypes hitting over 200 miles an hour. We're looking at the LMP2 class hitting about almost 200 miles an hour ish around there. GTD Pro hitting between 180, 190. GTD even hitting 170s, 180s. These cars are all flying, okay? But it's incredible to see how, and again, you appreciate the prototypes so much because you see the slowest cars on the track, the GTD category. They're the slowest cars on the track, Adam, and they're still hitting like almost over 180 miles an hour, which goes to show you how fast the other cars are. So it's just a spectacle. I can sit here and actually go through everything, but I know you don't got that kind of time. I understand that, but some cars to watch.
We gotta save some stuff for next week.
Oh yeah, and plus, and don't get me wrong, and guys, this is the introduction. Adam does a great job of the introduction. On Wednesday, catch me on the defining moment, the mid-show kind of week. We're going to have some stories for you, some real fun stuff getting into Le Mans, have some build-up. So, of course, Ricky on Friday is going to just lead you into it. The structure we got here at these 5 shows is a lot of fun. So be ready, guys. I got some storylines for you in that 24 hours of Le Mans. Who's it going to be this year? Who's taking each category? We're going to talk about it. But this right here is going to be fun. Adam, I'm excited, man. Let's do this.
All right. It is going to be good. Well, let's do some quick hits, and then we will call it a show for this week. A first quick hit. First of all, by the way, happy 15th anniversary to the Blackhawks. It was on this night, 15 years ago, that they hoisted the Stanley Cup with what has got to be the most anticlimactic overtime cup winning goal in the history of hockey. The puck literally disappeared. It went into the net and disappeared. It went into the twilight zone. Nobody knew where it went. And Patrick Kane just started ripping everything off and celebrating. And everybody else was just sitting around going, huh? What? What happened? So congratulations to the Blackhawks 15 years ago tonight, winning the cup, the game that cemented their dynasty there from in the teens of the 2000s. We'll put it that way.
Who won in 2007?
Yes. We're not going to go there. Yes.
It's the only one we have, Adam. It's the only one we have. Leave me alone.
I know. And it's the only one you're going to have for a while too.
Apparently somebody in the Anaheim Ducks organization called the Raiders for advice and what's happening. So yeah,
they're following the wrong advice. That's the problem they got going on there.
We got one. Screw it.
You get your one. You get your one. So some other quick hitters as well that we talked about a little bit coming up, but this week we've got the NCAA Track and Field Nationals coming up. That's starting here in just a couple of days. You're going to have more on this on Wednesday, I know for sure, because that's when it's going to be starting.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. I love it. Track and field. I can go on for this too as well. Tons of extremely talented, fast, strong athletes. We're going to have some names. We're going to have all kinds of fun coming up. Again, just passion, because track and field, it's an individual. It's a team, but then at the same time, it's an individual. It is some of these are going to be on Olympic trials soon. This is just a special time. Love the track and field nationals, if you will, the outdoor, because indoor obviously was a couple months ago, but obviously going to be a lot of fun. Again, won't take up all the time here, Adam, but this is going to be a lot of fun coming up this week. The nationals are coming. Who's who? We're going to find out.
I had a great, and you had a great Olympic preview too, because obviously these are a lot of the athletes that are hoping to make it onto the Olympic team in time for that out in LA and SoCal. We got the UFL championship game coming up. The DC Defenders and the Michigan Panthers coming up this week. I know there's going to be more discussion, but real quick, who you got?
This is such a tough freaking game. They're both first timers. This is it. Somebody's going to win for the first time. I love this as much as I love those Defenders. I don't know. I might just go with the Panthers. They're looking red hot. The defense looking good. This is going to be a special game. Both teams are going to play lights out. The Stallions are out of there finally because somebody had to knock those guys out of there after winning the last 57, and there haven't even been that many. I'm just saying, so yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, I'm a defensive guy. To think I'm picking the Defenders, right? But I don't know. It's just the Panthers they got a little something special. Sorry, Mike, but I'm going to go with Christian's team in Michigan this week. This should be a good game.
There we go. MLB, we got the Giants and the Dodgers coming up this weekend. A good NL West. The Dodgers still leading, but San Francisco right behind them, only a game back in the standings, technically in third in the NL West. Should be a good one. What are you forecasting for this one?
Who are these guys, man? Like the damn Giants do this all. I mean, right? Remember how the odd years or whatever the hell it was where they won, and it's like you don't even know who they have. This is guys. They're just guys that just happen to be on the team and they just get good. Like I don't know. It's insane. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's some names on there, but what I'm saying is wow. And it's a rivalry. Look, man, cheering on my Dodgers for sure, but the Giants are coming, and this is just one of those rivalries. It's ugly. It's nasty. We might see some sparking tempers happen. I mean, it's just one of those, okay? And that's all there is to it. NorCal, SoCal. One of my really good friends one time when the Giants were winning, his cousin told him, it was kind of funny, he told me, one of my cousins told me, he says, what's the difference between a Giants dog and a Dodgers dog? And I was like, I don't know. He's all like, my stupid cousin made a funny joke and said the difference was that at least you can enjoy a Giants dog in October. Ha, ha, ha.
Ooh,
I know. Ooh. So the Giants, even though they went, a little down, they're back. Damn it, they're back. And it's right when the Dodgers are picking up steam. The Giants are trying to ruin this heyday for the Dodgers. I mean, it's just, they have it. They're extremely strong organization. And you know what? I love it. And I'm happy this is the series of the week. I know we're seeing a lot of Dodgers right now in the series of the week, but this is going to be fun. It's a rivalry. Let's go Dodgers, but I know damn well the Giants are coming to win. So they better light that spark, man, or else we're going to look stupid on national TV.
All right. And then one more to kick us out here. We've got Major League Rugby getting ready to do their playoffs. Release the Hounds. The Chicago Hounds taking on Old Glory, DC. We've got the Utah Warriors and the Seattle Seawolves. I love that name.
Best names ever.
The New England Free Jacks. All right, that one I got to get an explanation on later. And the Miami Sharks. All right, we'll have discussion on that name later. And then the Houston Sabercats versus the random string of letters there, RCFLA.
Random string of letters. That's kind of what it is. But I'll tell you, these are the best. Rugby names are the best freaking names. I don't even care. Like, yeah, this is just it's fun. It is so much fun. I totally love rugby, and I'm excited to be incorporating it now. The MLR has been around for a little bit now, and we need to give it some love. We're getting to the playoffs here. Started back in January, they end in June, so it's always a fun deal. Rugby is so big around the world, and I'm really happy that the U.S. is making its push to get some teams like the MLS. Same thing with it, and everything with us is Major League, right? So it's our thing. But this is going to be a lot of fun. You gotta love it. So New England taking on Miami. Obviously, that's the first overall seed. They're going to be in the East, taking on number 4 seeded Miami, and then Chicago in the East. How about those guys over there? Those Chicago Hounds.
We'll see how they do. We'll see what happens out of this.
I mean, come on, Adam. We got the Sky, the Bulls, the Bears. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. I can say, this is a winning team, Adam. Let's go, Hounds.
They're out of place at the moment. Them and the Cubs are out of place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wasn't going to mention the White Sox today. So
Please don't.
No,
Please,
no.
Any week that goes by where we don't is a good week.
Poor team. But so yeah, and then the Chicago Hounds taking on DC, Old Glory DC, loving it. That's the East. So 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. So, let's see who goes against who. But those are going on the 14th and 15th coming on up this weekend. And then, of course, in the West, Utah taking on Seattle. Warriors versus the Seawolves. And then that's 1 versus 4. And then 2 versus 3. The Houston Sabercats. What a cool freaking name. And yes, the random string of letters actually comes from here, Adam. Over here in SoCal, if you'd like to know what it stands for,
rugby. Wait a minute. Okay, LA is Los Angeles. R is rugby club.
Rugby Football Club, Los Angeles.
Well, then why is the C before the F?
I don't know. This is so weird. I know. It's sorry. Rugby FC. I'm sorry. Yes. Rugby FC Los Angeles.
Okay.
Rugby FC. That's my apologies
RFC.
there. So
there we go. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. That's like yes, the other soccer team in Los Angeles that refuses to name itself.
LAFC.
LAFC.
Right.
Yes,
what the hell is wrong with you guys? Like, yeah, right. So, but yeah, Rugby FC LA. They had a pretty okay season, man. So you know what? Good for them. They're the number 3 seed. Obviously, you're gonna get the bull. If we happen to defeat Houston, that's gonna be a lot of fun to see that. But well, we better hope Seattle wins because Utah's not playing with nobody, man. Utah's a strong number 1, and it's the same thing on the East right now. You see the Old Glory. I mean, these guys are coming, so it's kind of the same thing. I mean, we're almost in the same situation here, Adam. LA goes on and takes on Utah. Oh crap! And if Chicago wins, taking on New England. Oh crap!
Crap!
It's kind of one of those things, but I love it. Look for plenty of tries. This is going to be fun. I am so excited. Love rugby, man. 15-on-15 monsters out there going head-to-head, fast-paced scrums, tossing back. I love it. It is such a fun game. We got to grow this game more here in the U.S. and going to be a lot of fun. So we'll be covering a lot of that as well, and talking about next weekend because next weekend, well, we're going to be down to 4 coming up next weekend.
We'll be right there closer. We'll be one step closer.
We sure.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for the opening series this week. Thank you very much to Larry B. Thank you to Corey Pujols. Thank you to Mike Pat. And thank you to Jess for hopping on and joining us here on the show this evening. Really appreciate that. Thank you to each and every single one of our sponsors. Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Go to planetjerky.net to place your order. They are still offering free shipping on all orders at $50 and above. Thank you also to Vital Apparel, the brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. When you go to vitalapparel.com, use the promo code IESR and you get 15% off of your order. And then not only are you making your own gym wear better, you are helping mental health research. So win-win all the way around there. Thank you also to Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Go to iesportsradio.com/seal the deal wax seals. Let's face it, you're still sending out mail. You're sending out invitations. You got block parties. You got things coming up. Give it that personal stamp of approval so that everybody knows on site that it came from you. Cecilia B will help you come up with the stamp for you. And then, of course, be sure to follow along with the station on all the social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at IE Sports Radio. And check out iesportsradio.com for all the merchandise, show news, blog updates, all kinds of things coming up there. Check out for an upcoming blog entry from yours truly as well on that. For IE Sports Radio, I am Adam Karnik. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Thank you for commenting. Appreciate it. We will see you next time. In the meantime, we've got the NutriZone coming up tomorrow. We got Bullpen Bulletin coming up, and we've also got, challenging the play with Angela and Fred tomorrow as well. Until then, have a great week, everybody. We will see you next time.